think we're in the studio already, man. Okay, yeah. I don't can it yet. Let me check my script, my book, and see where we stand. I don't know if that's a reality. Who's on the film? It's not in that goddamn it's not in that goddamn all dynasty thing. Oh, this is the big one, right? This is who else is on this? Ben Harper played it.
What's that?
That UC San Diego big fest.
Are we playing it?
Who else is on it? There's not. Who else is on it? Yeah, it's like a big. When we did this last time. Yeah, let me just say, yeah, put it on the phone.
Alright. Tell me, can you pull the microphone up just a little bit?
No, just have her call.
Okay. Just you can tell me who you are and what you do.
My name is G Love, and my band is G Love and Special Sauce.
Right on. And tell me where you're playing tonight here.
Playing at Kent State, Ohio.
So, tell me, what was the music that influenced you? Who did you grow up listening to a lot?
Like a lot of Bob Dylan and
Really? Are you a big
John
Dylan
Hammond. Yeah, really big Dylan
fan?
fan.
I'm a huge Dylan fan.
Yeah, he's like a big time Dylan fan.
What do you think of Self-Portrait?
The new record?
No, the one from 70, right after Nashville Skyline.
Oh, yeah, actually that's my drummer's favorite record. I was just listening to that the other day.
I got like really obsessed with that album, and then I read all these like terrible reviews about it. It's like the one that they were saying that was like the undoing of Dylan, right after Nashville Skyline, like 1970.
Oh yeah.
Which other Dylan albums do you do?
I really love that record, Nashville Skyline, and I like.
That album's awesome.
I mean, my favorite is his first one.
Just Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
It's fucking raw.
And then the freewheeling Bob Dylan is like absolutely the bomb.
Yeah. With Don't Think Twice, It's All Right.
Yeah.
What about you like the Blood on the Tracks?
Yeah, Blood on the Tracks is great. I don't really know Desire that well.
That's I always sort of try to think of those as like the same album, Blood on the Tracks and Desire, because they were just done right after each other.
Oh, really?
I think the songs are just as intense.
Really?
Like, and it's got Emmylou Harris all over. I don't know if you're like an Emmylou Harris fan or like Graham Parsons.
Yeah, I met Emmylou Harris. Man.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
What was she like?
She's like so sweet. She's really nice. Very like motherly. She had a lot of stature about her, you know. She's a really beautiful woman.
She's been everywhere. I know that she's like on the new Willie Nelson album.
Yeah.
And her last studio album was produced by Daniel Lanois.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That
absolutely.
Those people. And Dylan's got Daniel Lanois with Time Out of Mind. Did you like that one?
Yes. Yeah. I just saw him play like 3 or 4 weeks ago in Bozeman, Montana.
Was that with Sleep at the Wheel? Are they opening up?
Yeah.
His band kicks ass now.
Yeah, his band is really good. Really good.
I saw him in '91 with the G.E. Smith band.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And he was real sketchy, I thought. I didn't think that...
G.E. Smith was sketchy?
No, G.E. Smith was fine, but I thought Dylan was real sketchy.
That was like the Saturday Night Live band back in. Plus, I don't really care for G.E. Smith's whole thing.
He's showy.
Yeah.
A little showy. But yeah, it seems like Dylan's got a real rebirth, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
And he seems to be excited on stage. And I love when they had that guitar player Larry, I think is his name, when he gets down in the steel.
Oh yeah.
Totally lays down.
Yeah, really cool, man. Definitely.
And he's got David Kemper on drums. He was the drummer for the Jerry Garcia band for 10 years.
Oh, really? No way.
From '83 to '93. That's why he's got that more sort of like opiate sort of sound.
I noticed that on the jams. It's pretty cool like that.
That bass player has been around. It's been with him since like '88.
Yeah.
But the rest of them are like brand new. I don't know where he picked them out from or whatever. But I saw him on '91. I have a video of him in '91 on the Grammy Awards when he's getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, and he's got like this totally shitty band with him, and he's totally sounding like ass.
They played Masters of War?
Yeah. But
yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. But in Jack Jack Nicholson gives interviews. Have you seen the clip?
I saw it, yeah.
Well, that's really cool. Yeah, Dylan, what do you think about some of that born again Christian stuff that he was doing in the late 70s?
Yeah, man. I mean, what, like say you gotta be saved. You gotta, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's cool.
Some interesting stuff in there. So what kind of stuff are you going to be doing tonight?
All Dylan covers.
All Dylan covers?
Yeah.
Which ones?
I can't tell you, man.
Are you going to hit any Dylan tunes?
I don't know. I don't know.
So, what else besides Dylan are you into?
Oh, I mean, I love like a lot of classic rock, blues, and hip hop and reggae.
Who are some of the artists within that? Within reggae?
Well, you know, Bob Marley, Horace Andy, and the Ethiopians, and Bunny Wailer.
What about like you like a lot of jazz?
You know, I don't really listen to that much jazz, no.
Why not? Just not your bag?
Yeah, I don't really get into it that much.
What about with the blues? Were you into?
My favorite type of blues is like country blues. People like Robert Johnson and Mississippi John Hurt and Mississippi Fred McDowell, Big Bill Broonzy, John Hammond, who's my real idol, you know, my real favorite.
John Hammond, he's not, maybe I'm totally wrong.
He's his son, John Hammond Jr.
He doesn't,
His father was, what?
he's not the organ guy, is he?
Oh, no.
Okay. I'm thinking Hammond B3.
Oh, no.
Right on.
Well, John Hammond, you know, you like Dylan a lot. I mean, John Hammond his father was a producer, and he signed Dylan,
Right.
and he signed Bruce Springsteen and Stevie Ray Vaughan and Bessie Smith. I think of Bessie Smith. So yeah, he had a lot to do with bringing some great music to the world, and his son John Hammond had an incredible career since the '60s. Actually, him and Bob Dylan were really best friends, like back in the early '60s in the coffee house scene in the Village. And actually, John Hammond's band at the time, one of the bands he was working with was The Band, or The Hawks at that time. He introduced them to Bob Dylan, and they later the band backed him up. But John Hammond was like a real figurehead of the acoustic blues revival, like for one of the younger generation hipsters to pick up on the blues, and really he's been so dedicated for the last like 35 years. And he actually just recorded a new record with Tom Waits as the producer, and his whole career he's done like 30 records of all blues covers. He doesn't write, you know, and man, he just recorded all Tom Waits songs for his new record, so it should be really cool. It was really jazz, I told him.
That's really cool. I know that they called Dylan Hammond's Folly when they first signed him for that first album, and it went nowhere.
Yeah, but that album was great, man.
Yeah. What about, did you ever get into like the Grateful Dead? Or
Yeah, I like the Grateful Dead, yeah.
did you ever tour with them? Or?
No, I never was like on tour with them, but I definitely went to a couple shows, and I got a miracle one time.
What do you think of like?
I got a miracle outside the Jerry Show in Albany playing harmonica in the parking lot.
Oh, really?
Hmm?
What was that, like 91 or 93?
91.
Right on. That had Kemper on drums.
Maybe that was more like 92, actually.
What about Fish? You get into Fish?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're really good. I've never been to a Fish show, you know.
What do you think about like electronic music, the whole rave scene going on?
Well, I'm not really into that. I'm kind of like the other side of the fence from that. I'm more like into live music, you know. But I mean, I enjoy like going to nightclubs and like dancing with the fine ladies to that music. But I don't really, to me that's just like, it's just drugs, and it's not, I wouldn't listen to it at home, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not really into that. Not that I don't think it's an incredible production, I guess, but it's just not my thing, you know. But I got like some friends that are really well known, like Josh Wink and King Britt. I know King really well. Actually, King Britt remixed my last single.
Oh, really?
and he did a really incredible job. I mean, on like electronic music, I like more hip hop side of stuff, like Nightmares on Wax type stuff. You know that record? Nightmares on Wax and like acid jazz type stuff. Yeah.
Why hip hop though instead of like any electronic music? Just because of the.
Well, just hip hop. Like I'm more into like you asked me, I don't like jazz. Well, it's not that I don't like jazz, just I don't really relate to it. You know, because I relate to like Dylan more because I'm really into words and you know that the art form of poetry through music. You know, and hip hop is like the urban blues, modern urban blues. It's
people probably look back on it like they look back on like jazz now, or you know, I mean, like it's just like real like. I think with every genre there's like a lot of crap, but every genre like there's like really good shit going on. Like people that are really passionate about doing it. There's a lot of that hip hop right now.
well, absolutely. You're gonna see some of that tonight with the Roots, you know, and also from us, man.
Have you played with the Roots?
Yeah, played with them a bunch of times.
But this isn't. You're not on tour with the Roots.
No. Yeah, we just both happen to get booked on the same show, so that happens about once or twice a year, it seems like.
Who else you usually get booked with?
Well,
You know Matt, right? He was wearing the pot.
I mean, there's so many different bands we play with. It's tough. I mean, we play with everybody from Dr. John to Tribe Called Quest to Bonnie Raitt to Eric Clapton to
Kick it with those guys?
yeah to Gangstar, Guru, all the rappers like De La Soul, Run DMC, Cypress Hill, Goody Mob, Black Eyed Peas. Never did a show at the Far Side. I already said our Tribe Called Quest.
What was it like kicking it with Clapton?
I just met him. I didn't meet him actually. My drummer met him. But we play with, and then the classic rockers we play with, Bonnie Raitt, Dr. John, John Hammond. We never got to play with Dylan.
Have you met
We
him?
played done a lot of festivals. And on the festivals you play with everybody from The Roots to Alanis Morissette to, you know, Prodigy to Donovan or something. You know, you play with everybody on the festivals. We toured with Oasis back in the day in France.
Wow, how was that?
Ben Harper. We just did a tour in the fall with Ben Harper and then one with the Long Beach Dub All-Stars. We did Dave Matthews tour.
How was that? Were you
That was
playing like
good.
the big arenas and stuff like that?
Yeah, pretty big. And
You didn't do the stadium, John, any of the stadiums?
no, we did like a couple years ago, but it was still like big places like this, you know. What else? I don't know. Yeah, a lot of. That's been incredible. Like being able to play with so many different incredible people and getting to check them out. You know, you don't get to meet everybody.
Is this like where you expected to be?
What's that?
Is this like where you expected to be? Like, I mean, doing all those things.
No, not at all. It blows my mind because I'm totally a fan, like, of so much of that stuff, and it's really awe-inspiring. You know, it's like because I know Dr. John. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of my idols now, like KRS. Like my top 10 idols are like Dr. John, John Hammond, Bob Dylan, KRS-One, De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, Gangstar, and it's like I met everybody there except Dylan. You know what I mean? I met like all my idols that I just grew up listening to.
You think, would you be afraid to meet Dylan?
Yeah, I don't want to meet Dylan. You know why? Because it's like this, man. It's like people's music and their personality are two different things. So it's like a lot of times, yeah, you're like, it's a great hang. You get to meet people. And like me and Dr. John have a pretty cool relationship. Like whenever I see him, like he knows who I am, and you know I come up and hang out with him, and he's giving me like these inspirational talks and everything. And John Hammond, who was definitely my musical father, like he's like we're friends. You know what I mean? Like I used to date his daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, and we've gone on tour and like
That's hardcore.
smoked a lot of weed together and hung out, and he calls me and I call him, you know what I mean? And that's pretty great. Dylan, who's like right up there next to John Hammond, his mother, musical father, like, you know, he's so revered all around the world that he's not that accessible as John Hammond. So not only have we never had the opportunity to play with him, open up for him, I never had the opportunity to meet him really, and frankly, it's like I'm kind of over that. Like, I don't really want to meet him necessarily unless it just happened to happen in some way, because I don't know. I don't need to meet him. You know what I mean? It's like it's.
He's sort of infamous for.
What is social? What is it? I mean, my relationship with Dylan is deeper than like, hey, how you doing? You know, I don't really ever need to really say that to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of, I don't know how that sounds to you, but I don't know.
No, I understand.
Sometimes it's like when you meet somebody, then you have a tough time putting them up on that pedestal how you had it. You know what I mean? Because once, it's like people are always trying to get backstage, right? Nothing goes on backstage.
Yeah.
Backstage people are working. The fun is like out in the show. So it's like, you know, since I started playing, like when I was a kid, I went to all the concerts, man. You name it, man. I was there, dude. Like my roadie working for me right now, check this out. He used to roadie for the Allman Brothers. And in like 90 or 89, at the Man Music Center, me and my bro, we jumped over the fence, snuck into the Allman Brothers Blues Traveler show. And I got kicked out, got back in again, all the way up to third row, and at the end of it, I shook Greg Allman's hand. And I was like so buzzing. And it turns out that was the first gig that my roadie worked for the Allman Brothers.
Wow.
And now he's working for us.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's like once you're doing it, like I remember, like that time I shook Greg Allman's hand twice. That time, and then one time, and when I shook his hand that time when I was in high school, man, I was like Peter Pan, man. I nearly flew back to the bleachers. You know what I mean? When I met him backstage in like 93 or 94, 95 actually, I was just like, oh, that was cool, you know. But I was more nervous than anything, you know what I mean? Because you're actually like presented with this person that you spent your whole life idolizing. You know? It's just like, what do you say to them? And, you know what I mean? It's like, I'd rather just like keep Dylan up there, man, like a god.
Yeah, you know they're probably sick of the "oh, I'm your greatest fan" thing, you know.
I know, like, can you really say that to Dylan? Because Tom Petty probably already said to him, you know. Even though I might have a little juice, I mean.
Plus, he's so notorious for just being an asshole too.
But I mean, that right there, you know, I mean, that's just, regular people don't know what it's like to have people pulling at you all the time. So maybe whoever said that caught him at a bad time, you know, or he doesn't want to meet anybody anymore today.
If you see like interviews, you see like "Don't Look Back." Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, the early one, the black and white one.
Yeah. He's just like so obnoxious to like everybody, you know. He seems like he has this wall. Like he doesn't want to hear it.
Yeah, but a lot of people probably were just asking him shit that he thought was obvious, or he felt was degrading or whatever. You know what I mean? I mean, I can't judge it. You know what I mean? But I love Dylan, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care what anybody says about him, man, because I know how I feel about him.
We gotta wrap this up here. So.
Hold on.
All right.
Think the Sixers will win this year?
I think they're gonna win his first series, man. And then I think anybody that goes up against them is gonna have a good run for their money. I don't know if they're gonna win it this year, but.
The Sixers are going all the way.
All right.
Kukoc was a good acquisition.
Kukoc is incredible, yeah.
You saw him play the other night, didn't you? Almost had triple-double. Yeah, he looked good the other night.
Kukoc, man.
Keeping it close anyway. You watch, man. They're gonna get a serious.
See, my game is a lot similar to Kukoc's, man. I'm like a Kukoc type of player.
Thanks.
All right, man.
All right.
She love on Bob Dylan.
I can give you. I give you my phone number. I can give you. This is actually for. Actually, this, to be honest, is just to archive in ACPB. It's just a document of like the day.
Well, yeah, man. If you put something together, man, we got a webpage. I walked out without any cards. Just like get our address on the webpage and mail me.
Yeah, you want to? I can totally mail you a copy.
Yeah, whatever. Just so we have it, man, with your name on it. I mean, of course, like, you know, we always are like footage shortage, so you never.
We're talking about this new dance thing, like
Yeah,
I'm the main
like,
stuff.
I mean, I'm currently working on a film right now, actually about electronic music.
Yeah,
autograph right here.
You got the words I could get. Twisted up like butterflies are caught in a net. My hair from my heart from unlovely to hope for. Tired and nights share with me.